All right, welcome everybody to our regularly scheduled board meeting, Tuesday, November 19th, 2024, 7 p.m. Call to order, declaration of a quorum, 6 members present, 1 absent. Thank you all for being here, taking the time to be here. Welcome to this meeting of the College Station Independent School District Board of Trustees. We were elected at large to represent the interests of our community and our state in educating our students. Our mission for our students in this district is success each life, each day, each hour. We adhere to all pertinent laws, policies, and procedures in posting agendas and conducting our meetings. The detailed agenda information was made available to us at least 72 hours in advance, and we have all come to this meeting informed and prepared. We've just completed a workshop meeting where we heard reports and discussed much of the information needed to make decisions in either this meeting or in upcoming meetings. This is a meeting of the 7 trustees in a public setting rather than a public meeting. As such, public comment is included on the agenda at a specific time and requires us to listen rather than take action so as to abide by the Open Meetings Act. We are pleased that you have taken time this evening to join us. We are very proud of this school district and we thank you for your interest in and support of our students. That'll bring us to item C1, our elections. We have already sworn in Dr. Darren Payne for his election at place 1. That was done last week. And then now we have Miss Kristen Wilson for place 2.
Ready?
Ready.
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas,
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas,
I, Christian Wilson,
I, Kristen Wilson,
do solemnly swear
do
that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office
solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of
School Board Trustee, Place 2
School Board Trustee, Place 2
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution
and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution
and laws of the United States and of this state. So help me God.
and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of the state, so help me God.
That's it?
Okay, now you can sit down and I gotta go over here.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Kristen, you can take your, go ahead.
Oh, real
Yes?
quick, sorry.
Go right ahead.
Bye, Carrie.
No.
That was my grandmother. So she just had her 84th birthday last Friday.
Kristen, do you want to introduce anybody that might be joining you as well?
I have more family here too. My husband, Alex Wilson, and then our 4 kiddos are here. So Jet and Rosie, Waylon, and Hazel Wilson.
Wonderful. All right, you get to take your seat, and we want to make sure we recognize our outgoing board member, Mr. Blaine Decker. Blaine has served on our school board for 3 years and has been an integral member and trustee for us as a board and for our district. And on behalf of the board, unless they want to say something as well, but I appreciate your dedication to the students and teachers here in College Station ISD because it was very evident. Sometimes we couldn't hear you all the time, but we at least made sure we got the clarification. But we appreciate that. And your leadership was noted, and we appreciate and hopefully continue to ask for your support as we move forward. In recognition of that, but go ahead, Josh.
Oh, I was just going to add, in addition to what Mr. Horak said, Blaine, over these last 3 years, I have appreciated your thoughtfulness and did professionalism, everything else, but the thought that you put into the questions that you asked and the concerns that you have, and the folks in our community that you took the time to spend time with and learn from over this years. I mean, Kristen, I'm sure is going to be great, but we're definitely going to miss you, and you can always come back and run again in the future. So, but thank you so much.
I just wanted to say to you, Blaine, I only got to serve with you for 1 year, but You were incredibly helpful to me my first year. Super supportive, really welcoming, and yes, thank you. You bring us a unique perspective with your military background and also being local. You will be missed.
Blaine, I will tell you, appreciate the last year and a half, the friendship we developed, and appreciate you taking a shot on me a year and a half ago. Thank you.
And I've got to say something too, just quickly, because so much of it's been said, but didn't know you before you got on the board, but I really have enjoyed getting to know you personally, but really have appreciated what you've added to our board. Like has been said, the dedication outside of this room to learn about education, and to talk to people and support public education across this community. And of course, we've appreciated your questions and insightful comments and questions along the way as well, because we're losing a little brain power tonight there. So thank you.
Yeah, everybody else is being serious, so I'll be funny. That brain power is fun to see because we really enjoy when you speak to us and then we have to go like look up what some of the words are that you just said, which happened to me more than once.
Taxpayer-funded education.
But thank you, Blaine.
So yeah, on behalf of the district and the Board of Trustees, we want to present this board to you for just as a memento, so you can take it to the office, whatever you want to use it for. Just highlighting your 3 years with us, and we appreciate everything, man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you to everyone for the kind words. To my fellow board members, I really appreciate the mutual fun that we've had, the learning that we've done. Really to the teachers, the administrators, thank you for what you've done for our community, and for the community members. Thank you for voting for me. Thank you for voting for the bond. Like Austin said earlier during the workshop, we've got a strong community because we've got strong public schools, and strong public schools are a product of the strong community. So it's very interesting being up here because I like when people come and talk up here, and it takes a lot of personal bravery to talk on camera in front of your peers. But I appreciate those of y'all that did it, and look forward to seeing what the school district can do in the years to come. Thank you.
That'll bring us to D1. I believe we had the kiddos from College Hills and Pebble Creek here for our pledge. And
Good evening. My name is Amanda Allen. I'm the proud principal at Pebble Creek Elementary. And then I have Miss Lahoff.
I'm Jordan Lahoff. I'm the assistant principal at Pebble Creek Elementary. Tonight we have two wonderful students here to represent the Panthers. We have Alessa Grande and Parker Henry, and I'm going to let them give a little bit of information about themselves and what they love about being a Panther.
Hello, my name is Alessandra Grande, and I'm in 4th grade at Pebble Creek Elementary. I love to learn about drawing, and my favorite thing about Pebble Creek is how much the teachers will love you no matter what.
You want to take it off? Do you want to take it off?
Yes.
Or do you want to do it like that?
Hi, my name is Parker Henry. I am 4th grade at Pebble Creek Elementary. I love to learn math. My favorite thing about Pebble Creek is toot your horn at morning assembly. One thing I'm thankful for is the Bible.
Hello, I am Lindsay Dittmar, and I am the very proud assistant principal at College Hills Elementary. And I also have a couple of students here to recognize tonight, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Good evening. My name is Jaya, and I'm in 3rd grade at College Hills Elementary. I love to learn about animals. My favorite thing about College Hills is my teachers. I am thankful for my family. Buenos días. Me llamo Jaya y yo estoy en 3er grado en la escuela College Hills. Me gusta aprender de los animales. Lo que más me gusta de College Hills es mis maestras. Estoy agradecida por mi familia.
Good evening. My name is Riley. I am in the 4th grade at College Hills. I love to learn about science. My favorite thing about College Hills is the teacher, and I'm thankful for school.
Please stand for the American pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for the Texas pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. Please stay standing for the moment of silence. You may begin.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you to our students. We're going to continue our student recognitions portion of the meeting, and I'm going to bring up Mr. Eric Eakes, our Director of Fine Arts, to recognize our state marching bands.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Eric Eakes. I'm the Director of Fine Arts here for College Station ISD. It's my pleasure to get to share this moment with all of you. The College Station High School and A&M Consolidated High School marching bands competed in the UIL 5A State Marching Band Contest for the third time earlier this month, making a successful end to the 2024 marching season. College Station placed 21st and A&M Consolidated placed 28th in the preliminary round of the state contest. Both bands qualified for the state contest for the first time in 2021, and since then have ranked in the top 28 out of 247 total Class 5A marching bands in the state of Texas. We are immensely proud of these students and their directors for their accomplishment, but it wouldn't be possible without the unwavering support of our band boosters, parents, and CSISD community. Please join me in congratulating our high school marching bands for another successful year. Students and directors, would you please come to the front and be recognized by the board when I call your name? From College Station High School Band, we have Dylan Broad, drum major. Kelly Dean, drum major. Josh Perot, drum major. Isabella Viscara, drum major. Sage Cole, color guard assistant captain. Reagan Martin, color guard captain. And Mr. John Seal, head band director for College Station High School. I know that tonight he's under the weather, so that's probably where he is, but John, we wish you all the best. Assistant band director, Michael Dixon. And assistant band director, Mr. Joseph Kahn. And before we move forward from College Station High School, I would like to just say a special word of thanks to Ms. Laura Nolan, the guard captain, who's standing right back there under the clock. So thank you, Laura, for all your help, your work, your energy with the guard program for College Station High School.
parents really quick. All right, thank you guys. Congratulations.
Okay, and now from A&M Consolidated, Drum Major Sage Evans. Drum Major Madeline Volka. Drum Major Taylor Rutledge. Drum Major Sam Rhodes. Color Guard Captain Noor Motar. And Color Guard Captain Ciara Byrne. And Headband Director Steve Fry. Assistant Band Director James Benton. And Assistant Band Director Harry Hutchins. Morgan Embody, Color Guard Captain. Claire Duhan, Drum Major. All right. Thank you.
All right, we had another student group reach the state competition earlier this fall. The A&M Consolidated High School girls and College Station High School boys cross-country teams and A&M Consolidated Senior Kian Deckers competed in the UIL Class 5A cross-country state championships on November 2nd at Old Settlers Park in Round Rock. The Lady Tigers placed 5th overall with 160 points, and the Cougars finished 11th at the state meet with 253 points. And A&M Consolidated Senior Kian Deckers placed 29th overall as an individual. And I'm standing in for Coach Starnes, who is currently traveling to San Antonio, or probably already watching the Lady Cougars play in the state semifinal volleyball game. But he wanted to share his congratulations to our cross-country runners tonight with you. So he says, "We are extremely proud of the performances of our cross-country athletes this year. They've invested countless hours into training for this opportunity and really represented themselves and their schools very well. Thank you to the seniors for their leadership, and to those who are returning. Keep working hard, and we look forward to continued success next year." Help me congratulate all of our state cross-country runners from this year. Students, as I call your name, if you'll come and receive your certificate and be recognized for the board, and then we'll take a group picture for each team after all the names are called. From A&M Consolidated High School, Rowan Skinner. Elizabeth Gregory. Hayden Helms. Tilly Miller. Gracie Pike. Isabella Stumpf. Sullivan Glass. Madison Black and Alexandra Stack. And Izzy Farrar and Kian Decker, I don't think we're able to make it tonight, but we've got head coach Anthony Branch here tonight. We've got one more over here, coach. Oh, I'm sorry, Eva Reese. Yeah, head coach Anthony Branch. And his assistant coaches who weren't able to make it tonight, Coach Solstice, Coach Hood, and Coach Grimaldo. All right, congratulations, guys. Y'all can take a seat. All right, now our boys waiting patiently in the back in their sharp t-shirts. Vance Balabina. Justin Boatcali. Julian Garcia. William Howard. Camilo Riano. Henry Vows. Thomas Watanabe. Caden Williams. And Mikas Johannes. And head coach Josh Munson, and assistant coaches Peter Martin, Wesley Fisher, and Dayton Isbell. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Congratulations. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Dittmar, the assistant principal at College Hills, and I would like to recognize a couple of staff members. One of them who was able to be with us tonight, Miss Valladolid, are you here? There she is. So I wanted to take a moment to recognize this incredible ECSE teacher and the work that she does. Her dedication to nurturing and supporting our students' unique needs is truly inspiring. Every day, she brings patience, creativity, and compassion into her classroom, ensuring that each child feels valued, included, and capable of achieving their fullest potential. Her ability to connect with families and collaborate with her team demonstrates her commitment to building a strong foundation for lifelong learning and growth. Her positive impact has had an amazing impact on her students' lives that goes far beyond academics. She fosters confidence, independence, and joy in every interaction. Thank you, Ms. Valladolid, for fostering collaboration, inspiring confidence, and ensuring that your team moves forward together towards your goals. Thank you for your tireless efforts and for being a shining example of what it means to be an educator. Your work makes a profound difference, and we are so grateful for you. So tonight we also wanted to recognize Miss Christy Wood, who is our school counselor, and she was unable to be with us tonight, but I do want to read a few notes to recognize her. I want to take a moment to recognize and celebrate the incredible work that she does as our school counselor. Her ability to connect with students, guide them through challenges, and help them build social emotional skills is truly remarkable. Every day, she provides a safe and welcoming space where students feel heard, supported, and empowered. Her dedication to fostering a positive school culture, collaborating with staff, and supporting families does not go unnoticed. Whether she's helping a student navigate a tough moment, leading an engaging guidance lesson, or facilitating programs that help build character and resilience, she's consistently making a meaningful impact on our whole school community. I want to thank her for her compassion, her expertise, and her unwavering commitment to the well-being of our staff and students. Her work is invaluable, and we are incredibly fortunate to have Christy on our team. Thank you.
All right, so we're at Pebble Creek, and Ms. Lahoff and I wanted to bring our front office crew because if you don't know this, the front office is the heartbeat of the campus. And as a first-year principal, there's no way I could do this without them. And what Ms. Lahoff doesn't know is I'm also honoring her tonight because, like I said, as a first-year principal, I couldn't be here. I also want to thank Blair because if it wasn't for Ms. Grande for hiring these people before me, I wouldn't have had the team I have. So Amy is our secretary. She is our right-hand person. She organizes everything. She reminds me of everything I forget to do, and then some. And she is just such a joy to be around. She is one who will not only hold me accountable to something, but just go above and beyond to make sure the staff feel welcomed. Norma is our attendance clerk who makes sure every kid is on our roster. She is welcoming to all students as they come in and enroll, to all families that come in. She goes above and beyond to build relationships with our staff and students. Jessica is our receptionist. She's the first face that our students see. She's always smiling. She's willing to do whatever we ask her to do, big or small. And I just am so thankful for the three of them. And Jordan, as my assistant principal, has just come alongside me and welcomed me. And I call them all my security blanket because I sometimes have anxiety if you don't know that about me. And so that's why they're here with me as well tonight, just to help me. They help me feel better every single day and feel like I can do the job. So thank you guys. We did create little poems for them. That kind of just, it's I'm going to say it wrong, acoustic, a name, poem. So here you go, Ms. Lahoff. Thank you guys so much. Y'all are amazing. Okay. I hope it doesn't break.
You want us to lower that? You want us to lower that?
It's too high. I don't want to knock over the table this time. It's been a good night so far. Tonight we want to recognize a couple of our auxiliary employees, one in our facilities department and one in custodial. But first I want to thank E3 and our Education Foundation for graciously donating gift cards for the two employees that are recognized tonight. So first is Marco Nelson. Marco has been in our grounds department for about 1.5 years now. And during this short period of time, he has repeatedly demonstrated his dedication to the grounds department as well as his coworkers. He is always willing to go the extra mile and give a hand whenever he can. He takes great pride in his work and always strives to do his best. Thank you, Marco, for your dedication to College Station ISD. Thank you. You can stay up here. You don't get off that easy. Leticia Chavez is being recognized as our custodial employee of the month for November. Ms. Chavez has been with the district for 10 years and has been at College Station Middle School for all of those 10 years. She puts her best into everything she does and always has a smile on her face. Mr. Ryan stated that he never has to worry that College Station Middle School will be left with anything less than cleanliness. Thank you, Leticia, for your dedication to the students and staff at College Station Middle School and to College Station ISD. Probably want to take a picture. Okay.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Chuck Longwell. I'm the driver supervisor of transportation. We also wanted to recognize one of our transportation employees this evening, Ms. Trish Griffin, if you'd come up here. So, Trish, as often happens with the transportation department, actually started out as one of our parents, transporting her kids, and we'd see her every day, and then all of a sudden she was in the building working for us. And that was 6 years ago, and she's stuck with us, and I'm very thankful every day that she has. She has served our buses, special needs buses, as a monitor, especially the campuses of Forest Ridge and College Station High School. And I know she's fallen in love with every kid that's been on that bus. And she always brings a smile to her kids' faces and to my face. She'll see me walking around the hallway, usually with 1,000 things on my mind, and she'll just, Chuck, and just give me, and it always brightens my day. So I want to thank you for everything you do, and also, so you have a fancy certificate and a gift card provided by E3 and the Education Foundation. Thank you. So thank you so much for everything you do. Now we got a big picture, baby.
We're going to take a picture.
That's going to bring us to D5 PLC presentations from Cypress Grove and Creekview.
All right, good evening, Dr. Harkrider, Mr. Horak, and members of the board. Hang on. Hello. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Good, okay. All right, my name is Brandon Ernst, and I teach 6th grade social studies at Cypress Grove Intermediate. I want to start off by thanking Dr. Harkrider and the board for getting our district started on our PLC process with Solution Tree. Recently, I was able to attend the Solution Tree PLC at Work Institute in San Antonio with 2 other members of our school's guiding coalition. We are fortunate enough to have new Title I funds that we use to fund our trip. So I'd like to thank Ms. Piper Cameron out there for using that money to send us to this awesome event. Throughout this event, we were able to listen and learn from great educational leaders like Mike Matos, Anthony Muhammad, and Luis Cruz, who not only have a multitude of experience within the K-12 school systems across the United States, but also in the PLC process. My biggest takeaways from this experience were how much of an emphasis PLCs place on collaboration and it being a long-term process. With the PLC process, collaboration is not an invitation, it's a requirement. What this looks like for us at Cypress Grove is each department meeting every single day to discuss data, to drive our instruction, meeting with our instructional leadership team to learn new strategies, and most importantly, having time to collaborate on planning. Hearing the why behind the collaboration helped me drive home why we effectively collaborate every day at school. As was mentioned time and time again at our conference, PLCs are a long-term journey and not just another meeting or another box to check off. The PLC process isn't just a one-year fad before we find a new thing to focus on. It's a long-term investment on ourselves, our fellow staff, and most importantly, our students. Within our social studies department, we have truly bought into the PLC process and have come together every day looking forward to collaborating and bouncing ideas off of each other. For me, I find this time incredibly valuable. As this being only my 2nd year as an educator, this time allows me to ask questions and glean new ideas from people who have been in this profession longer than I've been alive. Thanks, yeah. As I mentioned earlier, the PLC process is a long-term journey that is an investment in ourselves, our campus, and most importantly, our students. At Cypress Grove, we had made great strides to carve time into our schedules to collaborate daily with our departments and our instructional leadership team. Having this time to collaborate daily helps us understand the needs of our students and mold our instruction to fit the needs of all students. The journey with PLCs has had a great start with us, and I can't wait to continue working through this process in the years to come. Thank you for your time and hope you all enjoy the well-deserved Thanksgiving break.
Good evening. My name is Amber Frederick, and I teach 5th grade math at Cypress Grove. I want to share how the professional learning community process has transformed the way we approach teaching and learning, ultimately leading to the improved student achievement. One of the key takeaways from Solution Tree training and the PLC framework is how it has helped us become more intentional in our instruction, with student success at the heart of every decision that we make. The core of our PLC framework is the regular data-driven collaboration time between our 5th and 6th grade content teams. We meet daily to review current student data, discuss strategies we've implemented in the classroom, and reflect on what has worked and what hasn't. The focus on data is critical because it enables us to tailor our next steps based on where the students are right now, rather than relying solely on past practices or assumptions. By looking at formative assessments, we can pinpoint specific areas where students need support and immediately adjust our teaching to meet those needs. Through these daily meetings, we've also developed a culture of shared responsibility. Each teacher brings their own insights and experiences to the table, allowing us to learn from each other and refine our own strategies. This collaborative approach fosters professional growth and ensures that we are all aligned in our efforts to help every student succeed. The impact has been evident. Not only are we more responsive to student needs, but we are also seeing tangible improvements in student achievement. By consistently using data to guide our decisions and by reflecting on and refining our strategies together, we are able to close learning gaps more effectively and provide more personalized supports for our students. In short, the PLC process has created a systematic, data-driven approach to teaching and learning that is having a direct positive impact on our students. The ongoing professional growth of our teachers, combined with the focus on student-centered practices, is ensuring that we are continuously moving forward and improving both instruction and student outcomes. Thank you.
Good evening. I feel like I missed up school. All right. Thank you for having us tonight. My name is Karen Rossman, and I am a 4th grade math and science teacher at Creekview Elementary School. We were asked to share tonight briefly about PLC process we've been using at Creekview for the past 4 years. Of course, this is a process similar to what you guys were saying about, so every round, I feel like we're improving and tweaking how we do things. Our process starts with identifying an essential skill. So for math, we focus on the readiness standards, and so this is done by looking at the data from what we've already taught. What standards should our students have mastered, but we still are not seeing that success? When we first started this process last fall, we noticed that with area and perimeter, we had students who typically were high-performing students on assessments were not showing mastery in this TEAK. So we give ourselves a timeline, and so about 4 weeks. We look at the data from different assessments and break the students down into groups based on how they've been performing. Do they need reteach by the teacher? Do they understand the topic, but they're not getting every question right all the time, so they just need to practice on their own? Or do they need to be challenged more? So for that, the students that need reteach, they're going to work with another teacher 2 to 3 times a week in a small group. Everyone in the class is getting at least one weekly spiral review activity over that topic, and additional menu board type challenges may also be present as needed for other students. After the 4-week process, every student is reassessed over that standard. We found this is a powerful process because while this reteach is going on, we're still teaching our current curriculum. This is just an additional focus. In order for it to be successful, though, it's extremely important we are working together with our teammates and support staff. At times, this means that your teammate might be teaching students that are not their own, or a support staff might be pulling a small group. Last year, this happened first thing in the morning or during class. This year, we have our chomp time. Collaboration helps others make progress. So it's 60 minutes a day, 30 minutes for math, 30 minutes for reading. If you're departmentalized, I have 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the afternoon. We want to fill the gaps for all students, and if we tap into our resources, we can help more students be successful. After we finish our focusing on a TEAK, we go back to our current data and see where the next need is, and the process continues. We found that this process had a huge level of success last year because it allowed students to see their current areas of success while also focusing on what they need to work on. This is a life skill. This process allows students to set goals, monitor their progress towards meeting their goals, and it gives students more ownership into their learning. At the end of last year, with the help of the PLC process, the students performed very well on STAR. However, I think what has been even more rewarding is seeing how our instructional strategies this year have improved from last year. Every group of students is going to be different from year to year, but this year we're seeing more students master the concepts the first time around, so it allows us to spend more time with students who need additional reteach. In addition, tying back into working collaboratively, we work closely with Amy Tolan when it comes to finding ways to challenge students who have mastered certain concepts, so I'll let her share briefly.
I'm Amy Tolan, Enrichment Specialist at Creekview Elementary. So question 4 of the PLC model is, how will we extend learning for students who are already proficient? This is where I come in. My role supports both students and teachers. This year, my schedule was designed around our CHOMP schedule, allowing me to work not only with GT students, but students who have already mastered concepts. I extend their learning by diving deeper into topics or introducing advanced material beyond the classroom curriculum. While interventions are often focused on struggling students, it is equally important to provide opportunities for advanced learners to grow. I also serve as a resource for teachers, offering ideas, materials to extend learning for students in their classroom. I meet with teachers during collaborative team meetings to support their planning and help ensure all students are challenged appropriately. So the moral of this story is, it is a collaborative process and everyone is a part of it and needed. And we appreciate you letting us share about our PLC journeys tonight.
Thank y'all very much for sharing. Sounds like a lot of successes on the campuses there. D6, we want to recognize the artwork at the back of the boardroom from our College Hills and Pebble Creek kids. So make sure as you make your way out later on this evening that you check those out and see some of the artists that we have in our district. Next item E, board reports. Who'd like to go first?
Well, Education Foundation just had one of their most exciting days of the year and just awarded 75 teacher grants during Teacher Grant Patrol. Those totaled about $307,000. And a few of note that were pointed out to me, one of the grants was for new CPR dummies for all of our campuses. So that not only helps train our staff, but also our high school seniors have to go through CPR training. Another grant was to give books for the book vending machines for all of our elementary schools and our one intermediate school that have them. And there were just a ton of grants for all sorts of things, STEM, CTE, all of our different educational areas, fine arts. And so that's a really exciting day of the year for us.
DEIC, we met last week, talked about the calendar again. One thing to note, the community will get to see some sample calendars and vote here at some point. But the start and end dates on the calendars, there's not a lot of flexibility because in our workshop, we learned about how much construction is going to be going on at some of these campuses. So we're really limited on those days. There's going to be some new course additions that are going to get talked about later on in the meeting. One that I think is great is a new dual credit course for history. So that's exciting to give our students some more opportunity to earn that dual credit. And there will be some changes in the vape policy that I believe we will be discussing in December. So those will be coming on the radar.
Well, Mr. Horak and I attended the first of its kind Teacher Advisory Council. That has been what has changed from what was PAC to now more a specific Teacher Advisory Council, and that was a couple of weeks ago. That is the Teachers of the Year from each of the campuses are being brought together with a good chunk of the cabinet there to really have some open discussions about some different issues in the campuses, and not just issues, just things going on, and to get feedback from those campuses and from those teachers throughout those campuses. We had some some very good discussions, I think, really took place and on things, some curriculum and instruction discussions, some on safety and classroom management type discussions. And I think it was a very successful first endeavor. I don't know if you.
Myself and Dr. Harkrider attended the Intergovernmental Committee meeting yesterday, and that obviously is a committee that's composed of governmental entities from kind of our seven county region, and the discussion was basically about kind of how that committee is going to look moving forward, how it's going to handle its business and so forth. Traditionally, or I didn't say traditionally, but the last several years, an entity would come in and do a presentation for an hour and so forth. And they are talking about potentially making it more kind of an open forum where, hey, if the city of College Station has some questions for Bryan School District or, whatever it might be, that we could have some more open communication and deal with those kind of things. So that was really the entire meeting. And so we'll see how that plays out over the next year or so.
Kristen, do you have anything? No, I'm kidding. Sorry. Superintendent update, Dr. Harkrider.
Yes, sir. Our Lady Cougar volleyball team is playing right now in San Antonio in the state semifinals. As of about 5 minutes ago, we had lost the first 2 sets. So I'm speaking positive thoughts in existence. So hopefully we can grab game 3 and go on a little bit of a run. Lots of football over the next couple of days. Our Arkansas football team will be in Katy Thursday night, second round of the playoffs. And then College Station football team Friday night will be in New Caney in the second round as well. And I think we have a lot of students and staff members looking forward to Thanksgiving holiday starting next week.
Very much so. Brings us to item E2. So the State Board of Education rule has required that a public announcement be made each year of the names of the board members who have completed the required continuing education and who are deficient. So we did this last month. It was discovered that Ms. McAdams had met. It was reported that she had met. It was recalculated that she actually exceeded. So we do have to announce that and make that public, and we are amending that. So congratulations, Ms. McAdams, for.
You did say you wanted a recount, right?
Yeah. So there's your recount, Mr. Ben. There you go, Ms. McAdams. Congratulations on that accomplishment, because it does take a lot of time, we know. Item F, hearing of citizens. We do not have any for tonight. Item G, consent agenda. Those items are item H and K4 through K11. Do I have a motion?
A motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Ege, second by Ms. Simmons. Any further discussion, questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Sorry, Ms. Wilson, you do have to stay. That will bring us to item I1, consideration, discussion, and possible action related to new middle and high school course approvals for 25-26 school year. Ms. Parkerson.
Good evening, Mr. Horak, Dr. Harkrider, members of the board. We have 6 high school courses for your consideration this evening. We have 1 social studies course, which is the U.S. History dual credit course. It is notable that our current sophomore class is on the new GPA system, which does include dual credit courses. And so as they move through our high schools, we'll be looking to add dual credit opportunities, particularly for that cohort of kids and beyond. The other 5 courses are in the CTE area. 2 of them, Career and Technical Education Project-Based Capstone and Practicum of Agriculture Extended, are advanced level courses that will enable us to hopefully increase our number of completers in our programs of study. And then the other 3 courses are courses that we have, but we are adding labs to them so that we can make further use of our incredible agricultural center out at CTE Phase 1. And so those would be adding labs to our vet med, wildlife, fisheries, and livestock courses so that we can spend a little bit more time out there utilizing that new facility. And so I'd be happy to answer any questions, should you have any, regarding those 6 new high school courses.
So these were added because now we do have the CTE Center, in a sense?
Well, we have had those courses,
Right.
but with the transition times to and from the CTE Center, and then also just the facility itself and the learning experiences that we're able to leverage because of that facility, we want our kids to have more time in those classes.
Perfect.
Specifically on the one that's the 3-hour, the practicum. I mean, it even talked about some work experience in that. Can you expound on that a little bit?
I will do the best that I can in lieu of Mr. Ross and Ms. Klinkskill's not being here this evening. The practicum courses are designed for students to have really career and work-based, workforce-ready experiences. And a lot of different things can fall underneath that umbrella. As you alluded, it can be on-the-job training. It can be specific projects, research projects that they come up with. So it really gives us a lot of flexibility to create a unique learning experience based on that student's needs once they meet all the prerequisites for that course.
And then one more reminder, I know we talked about changes from the state or about dual credit through Blinn and the costs of those. Hadn't the costs go down or to nothing or?
Because of Blinn's participation in the FAST program, we have seen a fairly substantial decrease in the tuition that is charged to our students in CSISD. So absolutely, there are advantages because of the FAST program and Blinn participating in that.
Yeah, for kids who qualify financially, coming from an eco-disc population, they many times would be able to take the course for free. If you don't qualify, it's roughly about $170 a course, which is still obviously a very nominal fee.
Any other questions? We do, I believe, a motion is in order.
I move to approve as presented.
I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Simmons, second by Ms. McAdams. Any further questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you, Ms. Parkinson.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. J1, consideration, discussion, and possible approval of an administrator contract for the Executive Director of Special Services.
Good evening, Dr. Harkrider, Board of Trustees. As you know, in September, Mrs. Blair Grande accepted the role of Interim Executive Director of Special Services, and since then has performed at high levels. We would like to make it official and recommend to the Board of Trustees that they accept a recommendation to issue Mrs. Grande a new administrative contract for the Executive Director of Special Services.
I move to accept the recommendation.
I'll second.
A motion by Ms. McAdams, second by Mr. Ben. Any further questions, comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Congratulations, Ms. Grande. You want to talk again?
Oh,
Yeah?
sure.
Why not?
Sure. Okay, hello. I have my husband Rocco here, and then my daughters Gianna and Alessandra. And I just wanted to say, being interim for the short time that I was in there, the team that I have had the pleasure of coming in and joining is fabulous. So, Special Services team, I couldn't be prouder to lead you and work alongside each of you. So just thank you for the opportunity.
That will bring us to item K1, consideration to delegate contractual authority for the 24-25 school year to obligate College Station ISD under the Texas Education Code 11.1511C4 to superintendent solely for the purpose of obligating the district under TEC 48.257 and TEC Chapter 49, subchapters A and D, and the rules adopted by the Commissioner of Education as authorized under TEC 49.006. This includes approval of the agreement for the purchase of attendance credit or the agreement for purchase of the attendance credit netting Chapter 48 funding. Y'all don't think I'm prepared, really? Come on.
Mr. President, can you,
No.
I wasn't paying attention. Can you?
Read it yourself. Miss Wilson, get us through it.
Yes, sir. We've been Chapter 49 for a while now. You might have realized that as Robin Hood or Chapter 41 in the previous of House Bill 3. However, after House Bill 3, we became Chapter 49. Our district's been a recapture district for a while, but we've only made payments back to TEA from 2020 on until 2023. Last fiscal year, we might have made a payment, but it was for the previous year. In 23-24, we did not make a payment back to TEA for recapture purpose. However, because our wealth per WADA is higher than that of Tier 2's guaranteed yields, our district is a recapture per Tier 2 funding, okay? So I've kind of run the numbers on Tier 1, and at this point, with Tier 2 funding, when you think about it, you've got your golden pennies and your copper pennies. So your golden pennies, we're not in recapture with our copper pennies. That is if we did have copper pennies, we would have recapture back to the state. However, because like I said, our wealth per watt is higher, we have to go through the mechanism of what would happen if we were to be in a recapture situation. As of right now, our Tier 1 funding is not in recapture. It's not in recapture for TEA, and it's not in recapture as of the second 6 weeks of our fiscal year. But we will monitor it, because as our values continue to grow, there's a possibility that we will have a little bit of recapture on Tier 1 funding. What's helping the school district right now is the compression of the tax rate for one thing, but then our property values had such an adjustment last fiscal year when we had to do the compression and then move the homestead exemption from 40,000 to 100,000, and then you had that freeze adjustment for our over 65. And so that's what's really kind of pulled us a little bit out of not having to send money back to TEA. But because of this, we elected to do agreement for the purchase of attendance credits, and we had to set that back in August in order to be able to set a tax rate. However, we have to give the authority back to the superintendent to sign the contracts and move us forward as we go on. So that is what I am requesting tonight. There is a agenda item in front of you. If someone would make that motion, just like Mr. Horak did. It's quite a lengthy agenda item that we have to have approved and recommended, but that is a TEA requirement. Questions?
I think I almost get most of it, except for, so explain again what the attendance credit part, you know, allowing us to authorize, are we purchasing them or the attendance credit part of it? Just explain that again, how that helps us on one given year.
Okay,
Just
so
that last part of it.
when you think about it, and you think about a WADA, and so our WADA is $18,725 on our last summary of finance for the second 6 weeks. And so in order to get us out of that, we have to kind of share what you would say attendance. And so we're giving it back to the state, but we're kind of shifting students in a way. And so we call it a buying attendance credits. And it's just really, you're giving it back to the state, and it's an easy way to do it. In fact, 100% of the districts that are in recapture are doing that now. In the olden days, we would actually move money to a different school district and move it like that. But now we're just giving it all back to the state, and the state's making those purchases in a sense.
Okay, so really it's just the language, how we're doing it for a student credit. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
And as far as the amounts, we don't know those yet.
Okay, so it's really
There may not be any yet.
based on your property value and then your students. And so TEA right now has us not receiving recapture on Tier 1 or Tier 2. However, of course, we don't get those certified property values back until January, and then we'll have our final numbers. And then you really don't know until the end of the fiscal year. But what I'm telling you, based on the estimates right now, we're not going to have to send money back to the state.
In either tier.
In either tier. And never in Tier 2 until we sell the copper pennies. And if we were to tax on the copper pennies, then we would have recapture, because our wealth per student is $80 and that recapture amount is like $48, $49. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Who wants to read?
Yeah, who wants to read it? Yeah.
I'll read it.
I'll do it.
I can motion.
Josh is ready, he's got his glasses on.
Move that the Board of Trustees for the 2024-2025 school year delegate contractual authority to obligate the school district under Texas Education Code, Section 11.1511C4 to the superintendent solely for the purpose of obligating the district under Texas Education Code, Section 48.257 and Chapter 49, subchapters A and D, and the rules adopted by the Commissioner of Education as authorized under Texas Education Code, Section 49.006. This includes approval of the agreement for the purchase of attendance credits.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Ben, second by Ms. McAdams. Any further questions, comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you, Ms. Wilson. I think you're staying there, though. K2, consider approval of a resolution authorizing the 24 property tax levy for College Station ISD.
Sure. So when we build our budget for the 24-25 school year, we're building it off of certified values, and they're still working through the CAD and doing things like that. So once everything's complete and it becomes a tax levy, that is when our comptrollers will send us that money, those final numbers that we can then adopt from the board. Our numbers are up 7.5% for $143,434,623 for a tax levy. I do want to point out that our district has our tax rate at 0.9729. When we went to the voters with our bond election, we said that we would go no more than 2 pennies, and we set that rate at 1.3%, 1.3 pennies, giving that money back to our tax community. So with that being said, we would recommend College Station trustees adopting the resolution for the 24 tax levy. Any questions?
Just so instead of a 2-cent increase, we only increased by 1.3 cents.
Yes, sir. Okay.
And that was actually with a maintenance and operations tax decrease?
Okay, so we increased 0.107 on our tax rate. Okay. However, with our INS rate, we told the voters that we would do no more than 2 cents, but we increased that one 1.3. The difference is the compression. There was just a little bit of compression on the maintenance and operation tax for this school year.
But still quite a bit less than, that 2 cents, so on the INS side.
Absolutely.
So
And we were able to give that back to our community.
Right.
Anyone? Any more questions, comments? Have a motion.
I motion that we approve the 2024 property tax levy for CSISD.
I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Ege, second by Ms. Simmons. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Brings to item K3, consider the official ballot for Brazos Central Appraisal District Board of Directors for a 1 or 3 year terms beginning January 1, 2025, as determined by the BCAD Board of Directors at the first meeting in 2025. Ms. Wilson.
Yes, sir. So in the second special session of the 88th legislative session, Senate Bill 2 signed into law. This allowed us to go to a 9-member appraisal district board. That is, the assessor collector is appointed, as a member of the board, 5 appointed members, and then it actually goes to 3 elected members. With that being said, they also changed the appointments had to be done by votes, and they assigned those votes based on your property wealth. Our district is assigned 1,345 votes that need to be split between 1 or up to 5 of the candidates.
I'd move that the CISD District Board of Directors cast its 1,345 votes for Mark Deere as a member of the Board of Directors of the Brazos Central Appraisal District.
I second that.
A motion by Mr. Ben, second by Ms. McAdams. Any further comment or questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. And that brings us, are we really all the way done? To executive session. We're going to meet in executive session. If y'all want to hang around, that's great. If you don't, y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving break. Thank you for all that you do. Just got word that the Cougars did win the third set, so they must be rallying. So if you have the app, feel free to jump on and watch. But again, thank y'all. Enjoy your next week, your Thanksgiving break, the holidays with your family and friends, and we'll see y'all back here next month. All right, Josh, we're back at 9:17. I don't know if you closed it out or not, whatever. Back in open session, we do not need to take action on item M2. We do take action on M1. Do we have a motion?
I would move to nominate, yes, amongst the board, the following slate for the executive board: Jeff Horak for president, Kim Ege for vice president, and Heather Simmon for secretary.
I'll second that.
Oh my gosh, she said something. We have a motion by Mr. Ben, a second by Ms. Wilson. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. That will take us to adjournment.